Oh, okay. I think everything's working the way that it should. Oh, my... I forgot. I left my layers such a mess. Okay. Okay. Hi. I just wanted to stream some drawing. I got a new layout, as you can see. Oof, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with any of these layers on this side. Oh, I think all of these... Yeah, okay, I suddenly remember what they were. Okay. I'm just not gonna touch those. You're telling me, man. I mean, to be fair, this is new, Drifter. I like the clown stuff. It's more new. So, there's that. But a lot of stuff has definitely changed. Art style, interests, um, the personal, my brand, question mark, whatever. You get it. Sometimes when I look back at some of my older stuff, I mean, I think everyone cringes, but I feel extra like ugh, because I can't, or it's not that I can't take it off the internet, but I don't know, it feels kind of bad too, in the sense of like, well, there's nothing like bad about being a cringy teen, making like YouTube videos on cartoons and all that stuff, but I don't know, I think it's like a normal reaction, but it's such like a immediate visceral like uh you know, like Christmas video. Oh, the one with all of my sonas question mark? Is that the one you're talking about? Um the shit post? The fuck me, dude. I guess I'll look it up later. I honestly I don't super remember. Also, let me know if like volume wise everything's okay. Music too loud, anything like that. Just got some Minecraft tunes going on in the back. I don't even play Minecraft. It makes me too dizzy. Oh, I honestly don't remember most beyond like my uh me when I'm forgetting how to speak. Beyond my like Fusion Friday stuff and some of my old speed paints, I really don't remember much of what I like specific videos or anything that I'm like, I don't know, particularly proud of. I have gone and like deleted some videos. Um just sometimes when I'm like scrolling through like my catalog, I'm like, ugh, does this need to be up? I don't need to have all of my embarrassing moments like on display, certainly. I really am sort of just winging it here with the rendering on this. I thought I had like a good idea of, oh yeah, I know what I want out of it, but here I am, still like being confused. Okay. Also, I'm so sorry if I flipped like so many times. It's an unconscious thing at this point. Sometimes like I look back at like I record a lot of my drawings. I just don't post them because I don't want to edit them. Oopsies. But even then I'm like I can't possibly speed this up. This will make someone nauseous. And as someone who's like especially prone to motion sickness, I'm like, how can I do this to my potential other brethren who also have motion sickness? That's evil. Oh damn. Well, I'm glad. That's really sweet. Do you still do drawing and stuff? Or I actually don't know what you bought the drawing tablet for. I assume drawing, but some people use it for gaming, but yeah. Well, I'm glad you still do some drawing. Okay, like it's tough. Not it's what is this, creative industry, I suppose, if you want to call it that. All of those, the industry is, I mean, everything is in shambles, it feels like, but woof. This drawing, I'm using a lot more brushes than I normally do. Which is strange because I used to use a lot of brushes, then I went to using just like one, and now I'm back at it. Technically, I'm in quote unquote the industry, and by that I mean I take a lot of contract jobs, because that's just how, because like I guess I'm technically in the animation industry, because I do animation, I guess. And a lot of that, at least what I've encountered, is contract work, which sucks a little, because, you know, I understand why I couldn't get, like, a studio job because I don't live in the US, and people, why would you pay for someone's visa, I guess? Some companies do, but, not a lot. But, yeah. It's in shambles. I mean, I say it's in shambles. Right now, I need to check up on if negotiations are done or not. I know the animation guild's going through like negotiations and doing some stuff with like wanting to get some anti-AI situation for like rights and contract stuff, blah blah blah. Very similar to what the Writers Guild went through. When was it, last year? Whatever it was. So yeah, that's happening. I'm glad for it. But yeah, can't say it hasn't put like it makes me, I guess, like, I don't know, both hopeful and a little fearful because I'm like, oh my god, why is everything so bad and nasty? Why do we even have to ask for these things? This feels like it should be a given. But you know, maybe hopefully we'll get somewhere and maybe it'll be okay. It's very true. I remember reading a post the other day. I forget what the greater context was. I just remember the lines, someone saying like something, it's easy to get caught up sort of like in the weeds of how bad things are, but like 20 years ago, or like a barista in 2005 would laugh at you if you said like unionized like Starbucks workers or whatever, because they're like going through their unionization, which, you know, that's true. That, I don't know, seemingly so much progress has been made in the last few years, but it feels like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. It feels crazy to even like consider the fact that like people have to advocate for like their union rights when it's like, oh, that's crazy that you guys didn't even have like these basic things to begin with. And then also on the flip side, even crazier, people who think that quote unquote like these sort of unskilled labor jobs are unskilled. I'm like, okay girl, make your own coffee at home. Why are you here? I don't know what exactly I'm doing with the strand of hair, I'm gonna lie to you. Okay. Let's leave that for now. I'm just gonna move on to this. I want it to look kind of smoky. It's just a drawing of my D&D character of a campaign that is, I think, still technically on pause. I didn't ask my friend. But it's of my D&D character named Shikong. They are I guess like homebrew-esque genasi, because technically they're a sand genasi. And they're a clockwork sorcerer. Their backstory was basically that their mother was someone capable of time travel, and then somehow roped their father into it as well. And then through some time shenanigans, basically like they were born apart from their parents in some weird time mishap. Just some time shenanigans. I love time shenanigans. So they technically have like a parent from the past and a parent from the future, and they both exist at different times. And that's kind of where like they get their clockwork sorcery situation. Hi, Lemon Fizz. Yeah, I haven't really streamed in a while. But I'm hopefully going to be doing that more. What is this? Oh, I see. I was like, what is this junk that is preventing me from doing this? Okay. More junk? Okay. You know what, girl? We're just gonna shabloing this layer. The way that I draw it is that like I'll render something and then I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied with that, and then I'll create a new layer, but I don't want to merge it with the previous layer yet in case I want to change it, and then that just results in me having like a bajillion layers that I never organized. So that's awesome. Oh yeah, and I forgot. This started with me saying that they're a freaking sand genasi. Um, One of their parents is a wind genasi, and the other is an earth. And I was like, well, I don't know, sand. I also don't really know what I want for this hair. He also has he has a missing arm, first of all. But it's less of a missing arm and more of just like a gaping hole where sand pours out of. So they have a prosthetic to sort of, like a magical prosthetic to basically keep the sand in place. Okay. Yokely Dokley is what I will say on that. Okay. Put the opacity down for this. I forgot to pop out a new window. I tend to like to do that nowadays. Just because sometimes when I'm zoomed in like this, it helps to keep perspective on what's happening and if I'm doing useless strokes or not. So that's nice. Or like, for example, I think these colors look okay here, but as I'm looking at them from a distance, I'm like, woof, that's not working out. So I'm just gonna lighten those. The only other drawing, or rather I think I've drawn them twice, and one of the drawings is like the initial design that I had, which is super sketchy, which is what I have up on the side, and the other was some portraits that I did, which are not gonna help me to draw some of their design. So that's great and fantastic for me. I gotta figure out a way. I know it's probably like super possible, but I gotta find a way to find like how to segment the stream audio that you're listening to, like the music in the background, with music that I usually listen to while I work, which is fully copyrighted music, but which would not be the biggest like deal in the world, because I have just been like, fuck it, when streaming previously and just like listening to whatever music. The issue is sometimes when I'm drawing, if there's a specific song that I begin the sketch with, or I begin sort of like really getting into the drawing with, I will be like, okay, this is this like drawing's song. So I'm just gonna listen to that like on loop, on repeat, and that for many people is very obnoxious. And I don't want to be that obnoxious. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a combination of a few things, Drifter. Some of it was like, oh, I didn't really care to make, like Steven Universe videos or whatever the hell I was doing the last few times. And then also it just kind of got, too overwhelming to think about, especially since I was like dealing with a bunch of things sort of during its decline, and then I kind of spiraled out of it, and I ended up having like a pretty bad relationship with making videos and having like sort of really strange sort of self-perception about that sort of stuff, and it spiraled into some really bad like feelings around it. And so anytime I would think about, oh, maybe I should make a video, I'd feel absolutely terrible, and so I just sort of stopped. But now I think I'm more normal about it, or at least I feel more normal. When I think, oh, maybe I can go back to making some YouTube stuff. Especially since I don't know, I feel like I've had enough distance from it. I kind of know what I want to do. So, you know, just a bunch of things. And also I think I've been watching a lot more YouTubers who make videos that I really like lately. Like it's a mix of things. Like you have your usual like video essayists, the H bombers and so forth. But, and this is super recent, I have gotten super into like super researched like explanations of Minecraft ARGs. Again, I don't play Minecraft. I don't watch Minecraft content. I can't. It makes me dizzy, so why would I? And honestly, like, most of that type of content doesn't appeal to me, but I love ARGs. And I don't know why specifically I'm on fucking Minecraft ARGs right now, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. When you get your little, like, obsessions and stuff. But, like, seeing those, like, really nicely well-researched videos, other really cool videos, that seem like, I don't know, more casual. Like, I watch a lot of Jarvis Johnson and, like, Sad Boy stuff, which is not, like, technically, like, super in, like, the video production side of things, but it's just, like, good and entertaining, and it makes me want to get back into the game. And yeah, like, there's some other stuff I've been wanting to do. I've been working on a script, or sitting on a script rather, for Smile, which is the horror movie. And then hearing that, like, the second one was coming out this year, I was like, oh, I should go back to my Smile video essay, and maybe even watch this one before I, like, go back and refine it and, like, write my thesis on it, which is that while it's a really good movie, I don't think, like, it's a good movie visual-wise and pacing-wise. I think it's very well paced, which is something that I think a lot of modern movies suffer from. It's just, like, a lack of good pacing. But despite all these really cool and positive things about the movie, it's just not like when you think about it for more than 3 seconds, its themes and its messaging is not very good, and it's rather confused about what it wants to say, which is that's my whole situation about it. But yeah. So I'm just moving some of my display boxes about. Also, yeah, like, it's nice that I've got, like, the subs that I do, or, like, the platform that I do still, so I'm not, like, I guess coming back to nothing, so it feels less intimidating, I guess, to just, like, jump in. Oh, yes, I do. I do have a little, if you do exclamation point brushes, it should take you to my brushes on Tumblr. But I actually don't know if I have those uploaded there. Honestly, let me just do that. Will it work? Oh no. Oh yes! It was just a little sad. Oh, sad? It was just a little late. Let me see. Okay, so Tiger Crown for my those. I don't have them up on there. Oh, okay. I've led you astray. Hang on. Hang on one moment. One little moment. Cause yeah, I have Tiger Bite here. Which is, as you can see, just it's the same concept, just inside. Or I don't know how different they are from the clip versions, just because I've toyed around with them a bunch. But I will, let me see if I can can I upload them right now? Let's see. Let me go to my Google Drive. Wait, I might have them in my Google Drive already, because I think my friend was asking for it. Let me see. Let me take a look. Let's see, Tiger. Is it under brushes? Brushes. Brush? Okay, so I don't have them uploaded, but I can do that right now. I'm not sure if I have all of the, what you call them? The shapes? Where's my init? Brush shape. Yeah, I only have Tiger Bite. I don't think I have Tiger Prince or Tiger Crown, which is a shame. But yeah, I'll upload the current one that I have, and hopefully that'll be okay. And I'll get around to uploading my other brushes, just because I've been super duper meaning to. Hopefully this will suffice. MS Paint. Tiger Bite. A new folder. And then, oh, please shut up, computer. Save as. Okay. with the link. And there we go. I can't just reply to your message. Okay, that's lame. Anyway, here you go. Hopefully that's a fine and good. Yeah, fine. That's a fine and good. It will only work in Painterlside 2 because it requires the scatter brush format for it in order for it to do the hue shifting and stuff like that. But if you just like the texture and what have you, that's also okay. The current brushes that I'm using, which are named Gia 1 and 2, they are just the Tiger Bite without the hue shift because I like the texture. I mean, I say without the hue shift as though like there's not some other stuff going on, but yeah. Hopefully that's good. I name almost all of my brushes after my OCs and stuff. It's a, I guess, habit that I picked up from a friend. Who also names his brushes after like his OCs and other like characters, like not just OCs, but they'll be like, for example, there was one brush that we used to use in our friend server all the time among those of us who drew, and when I used to use Photoshop, it was called Bubbling. Ah, banger brush. Don't know where it's at anymore. I probably won't like it much anymore, but I remember really enjoying use of that brush. Okay. Also, because I have a few of my brushes named after my OC Hideaki, who I just nicknamed Hide. So there's a few of my brushes that are like Hide underscore claws or yeah, I have Hide claws 1 and 2. And I'm so like, I don't know, aware of the fact that like it probably just looks like hide claws 1 and 2. But oopsie, no, they're actually my OC, you guys. Sorry. I mean, there's different philosophies to making an OC. Sometimes it's to involve yourself in a world, like making a fan character, right? Sometimes it spawns from like an in-game character to something else. Sometimes it's to disconnect your fave that you're stealing from somewhere else. Like, let's say you really love, I don't know, Vriska. Vriska Circuit from famed, little known, super obscure webcomic Homestuck. And suddenly, like, your interpretation of her divorces so far that she becomes an OC. But a lot of the times, I think it's people who write and who write stories, because I mean, you need characters in those, and you know, you need characters. And then you've got, you know, your classic stuff, like for example TTRPGs require you to make a character, because, well, I say TTRPGs, but I mean, like, specifically in this case, this campaign was D&D 5e, and if you do a lot of role-playing or a lot of writing and creating stuff, like, I feel like inevitably you're gonna make OCs. Now, whether or not you interact with those OCs, like, all in the same way, like, some of my OCs are more story OCs than they are, like, my scrimblos that I love. You know, like, he started in a TTRPG and then got divorced from it, and is now just sort of one of my main characters that I really love and is part of a story, but he's not, like, a story OC. Like, he feels like a more genuine, like, OC, than, for example, I have a group of characters that I exclusively think about within like their story context, and they feel more like, oh, those are the characters of my story versus those are my guys. Hey, those are my guys. Oh, I was talking about this with my friend the other day, actually, Drifter. Sorry, I needed to drink. Also, sorry if I sound like kind of bad. I'm recovering from a bit of a cold. I never, ever make myself in RPGs. I hate being myself in RPGs. And part of it is because, I'm like, I would never say that. All of these dialogue options you're giving me, I would never fucking say that. I would never say it. Second, there's a lot of romance stuff in RPG games, usually, and I would never go for any of these bitches. Not with the way that they're talking. Hello? But romance and RPGs is another thing, and also something that's super not for me. But, with that being said, I still do like to go and, like, try to, like, try to go through, like, some of the romance routes, just out of curiosity, because it's like, well, it's there, it's part of the game, I want to experience it, so I'm out of the question. Usually, I'll make, like, a unique character for the game, if it's that type of thing, or, I'll use an OC, that's more malleable to that. Like, for example, Hideaki's mom, Soliel, she's kind of a popular candidate for me in video games where I need to romance someone. Just because I'm like, well, it's kind of easiest. She's a divorced bisexual who in this canon is alive, so let's do that. Because she's dead in her actual, like, universe, so it feels more okay to just throw her into, like, random RPG situations. Most of the time, if I can help it, I'll make Hideaki, especially if I'm playing with my partner, who also has an OC named Apollo, who is Hideaki's, like, partner. And then we'll play them side by side, and that'll be like, ew, oh my god, they're in Monster Hunter World, you know? And then we, like, make, a version of their, canon to fit, like, within the rules and the settings of whatever we're playing. We recently started a new Stardew Valley, farm, because we wanted to experience, like, the new updates and stuff. But we're doing it with her character, Axel / Jinso, who is a player. She's like my player character in a Star Wars campaign that I run, and then his sister, Acha, aka Darth Lethal, who is his sister, who is my NPC. But we tend, if we're doing, like, co-op games like that, we tend to want to play characters who have, like, a connection with each other. Hideaki is a Japanese name. My boy Hide is the world's most mixed Asian. Love him for it. His mother is French-Japanese, and his father is Northern Chinese and Russian. Or at least, like, those are the real-world counterparts, because within the world that he exists in, those, you know, concepts don't, like, exist. And, yeah. Thank you, Specky Gecko. I actually, I just really wanted to get my... To put it simply, I wanted to get my pussy game up with my drawing, because I came back from holiday, recently I went on, like, a bit of a Euro trip with my friend, and we visited a bunch of different things, like, went to Vienna, and we saw so many amazing paintings, and I was like, damn, I gotta stop slacking. I gotta start slaying, guys. I'm afraid to say it, I gotta start slaying. But yeah, I am Sam. Technically, yes, my Ko-fi is still up. It's just under my new username. Maybe I should, like, I don't know, start linking that somewhere or making that clear. But yeah, you are free to, if you'd like. I'll probably set up a function for that later, but I'll just link it normally now. Feel no obligation to. Just because I've linked it and because you've said, literally, don't. Nothing's set up. I'm very, like, I'm starting my shit again very slowly. So, you know, if you're like, well, I'll wait until this bitch has, like, a few more things up and running. But yeah. I don't think I've ever played myself in many things, Drifter, like, super rare. And I think this also spawns from, like, when I was younger, always playing, the guy character in Pokemon games, especially. Mostly because I would choose whichever sprite I thought looked cutest. I think in Black and White, I did choose the girl sprite because I was like, guys, come on. She looks 10 times better than whatever this guy is. But because of that, I would be like, well, I'm not gonna be me. None of these people are me. So I'm making a person for this game, essentially. It's not me. But yeah. Anyways, thank you, Sam. I will. I'll try my best. I'll give it my all. I'll give it my all. Okay. I think I like that implication there. I have no idea how I'm gonna get about doing this background. Let's do this first. Let's block out my fabrics. Yeah, man, I'm a bona fide animator, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of stuff that I want to draw and do that I can't show because it's like part of my TTRPG campaign. And it kills me so bad because I'm like, damn, I'm under a self-imposed NDA so that I don't spoil anything for my players. Do we have any TTRPG heads in the chat? And by that I mean, like, you know, your D&Ds and stuff. I just say TTRPG just because I don't really play, like, 5e anymore. I like to make my own systems, actually. I think everyone should try making their own system at least once. I think it's very fun. But, you know, like, 5e is not applicable for all your scenarios and all your situations. And I love the wide variety of RPGs out there, and I really want to get into playing some more. Because right now I'm just sort of going through a phase where I just like to make my own for my campaigns, fit them to my needs, that sort of stuff. Also, I have no idea what the latency is like if I'm answering questions like 10 years after the fact or not. I'm pretty sure it's to show opacity and blending stuff. Let me go to a smudge tool. Yeah, you see here on the smudge, it shows that this interacts with, it doesn't lay down any color, but it has an interaction with the quote unquote pigment on the page. Or at least like the, yeah, I'll just call it the paint. It interacts with the paint on the page primarily. And I think it has the double over here. Oops. Can I get my, there it is. It has this like this because this is a brush, which has both blending capabilities and transparency capabilities. So, yeah. I love TTRPGs. And more specifically, I love being the GM. I hate being a player. Oh my god. I hate being a player. This character that I'm drawing is the last character I ever played. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a control freak. I think that's mostly it. I think, you know. Yeah, you know. I don't know if I'm good enough to make like a crash course in drawing because it's so like varied and wide and complex. I am planning on releasing some speed paints soon of a bunch of like I have to draw some of them. Granted, I've only drawn one of the illustrations, but I want to like format my like speed paints as more insightful. So explaining how I think about my composition, what colors I was thinking of, how I gather references and resources and things like that, and sort of like my general thought process of like the things that I do, and also like my own journey to improving, just because I feel like I've stagnated quite a bit in the past like 2 years, I want to say, and I've been super dissatisfied with my art. And so now this is like I'm really enjoying the pieces that I've been sort of drawing lately. But it's because I've been putting like a much more active effort. Also, 1 second, I need to grab like a coffee or something. Literally none of her shut up. That's quite true. Oh my god, my throat just got like incredibly dry. If you hear like nasty mouth noises from me as I'm chewing on this cough lolly, yeah. Let me just do something real quick. Okay. Cool. Okay. But yeah. So hopefully I actually get around to making those videos. That being like my speed paints with insights and introspections, because I just think that that'd be interesting, and I'm not sure I've seen too many I don't know, videos sort of discussing thought process around like composition in a way that's not just, oh, here's the theory. Like, because for me, like, I can get the theory, but it's easier to understand it when I have like an example and I see it in practice. But yeah. But you know, I just have to, I just gotta do it. You know, I have to stop with specific expectations, or like it's not gonna ever be perfect, basically. And I think striving for perfection will just end in nothing being made. So, you know, and I also need to remind myself, like, it's a fucking YouTube video that I can make 1 million of. It's not like my magnum opus. This is not, I don't have to, I think I need to like divorce myself from caring a little bit. Because I think caring too much just leads you in that direction where, oh, because I care so much about it, it has to be perfect. And it just won't get uploaded because of that. Selling? A little confused there. Not too sure what you're asking. Man, yeah. Tell me about it. I think also with the implosion of places like Twitter, I don't know, it makes me more conscious about the fact that, like, oh, I can't just, like, dwell on one place for forever. Not that I really was previously, but I think I got just a bit too comfortable, and now I'm like, alright, it's time to branch out my art again. So, here I'm at. Oh, I'm not sure about that, Sam. Mostly because, A, I live in Macedonia, and shipping stuff from here is insane. And secondly, I didn't really prepare this for printing. You're free to, if you'd like, to just print it out on your own and hang it. If you really wanted to, I'm not gonna stop you. But in terms of, like, selling art prints of it, I'm not too interested in this drawing like that. But speaking of like prints and physical stuff, I've been really wanting to get into also some more physical art stuff. I've been looking into getting into embroidery because I want to make some patches and things like that. Well, put it this way, Sam. If you want, if you print it out, send me like $3 on Ko-fi and you're good. Like, you know, then you're good. But genuinely, like, unless stated otherwise in my art pieces, I'm fine with most people just, you know, printing my art if they want to. I certainly know what it feels like to be broke as hell or to not have, like, availability for things to get shipped to you. I fucking live in Macedonia. No, I don't have an embroidery machine, but I have an embroidery hoop, which is still at my sister's. Damn. In theory, I have an embroidery hoop. But yeah, I want to get into hand embroidery, especially since like it's gonna be mostly a hobby. So like I don't need anything like a machine, or something like that. I mean, I guess I do have the room for a machine, but if I were to get a machine, I think I'd want to get a sewing machine over an embroidery machine. All right. I see what I was trying to do here, and I don't agree with it. Thank you. Like I said, I've been really trying to improve. I've been really trying to improve my anatomy, my color palettes, things like that. And just hoping and praying to God that my shit looks good. And I guess more importantly that I'm satisfied with the way that it turns out. But I also, you know, I think that's like a mental thing as well, where I have like much like a lot of people, you know, expectations, and then I set those expectations like incredibly high, and then when they're not met, I'm disappointed. So, you know, that's also part of working on it, so to speak. Thank you, Jennifer. Initially I was a little iffy on this piece, or rather the colors of it, because I enjoyed the pose, I enjoyed the composition and stuff. I was like, this is great, this is fine. And then when it got to colors, I was like, I don't really know. But now I'm enjoying them more, I think, or at least I think they're fitting, and that should be good enough. They're fitting and they're fine, and this piece doesn't have to like do super wacky lighting stuff, which I tend to like to do. But yeah. Might have to pop out another window. This is one thing I love about Paint Tool Sai, is how easy it is to just pull out another window. And it's like, it doesn't strain anything at all. I have two monitors, so I just put them above, and then I do that to reference stuff. If it ever looks like I'm just making them and then sending them off to the void. They are in like an actual place where I can see. Also, I made this little PNG tuber that you're seeing. I made it like 2 days ago, a day ago, something like that. It has two, I guess, emotions? Question mark? Like, it's got the sprites? States? Maybe states. It's got 2 states. It's got this one that you see when it talks, and then the usual one where it's like, I'm trying. I might play around with it a bit, just cause, well, this is my first time really, I guess, like, quote-unquote testing it, having it be here and do stuff, and, like, I couldn't have, like, a blink, because, well, I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing a whole mask. I don't blink. My eyes, these eyes, they don't blink. They emote, but they don't blink. So I might toy around with maybe even, like, having a different, like, a secondary action thing, for my talking, just because I think it's in the talking sprite more than it is the drawing one, and I don't know, I just kind of want to make it interesting. I don't want it to be super boring. Right, I was working on this. Let me just shablink. $7 trillion? Hell yeah, brother. I'll drink to that. Yeah. I mean, it's very, and this is not a diss to myself, but it is, I think, more, like, standardly lit. There's no sort of, like, harsh shadows or anything like that. It's not very, like, quote-unquote realistic lighting, as in, like, the light source and the way that the light bounces and, like, plays around with each other is not realistic. But I do think it is more standard than at least my previous big illustration, which was a redraw of Hideaki, which is the one that I have been meaning to turn into a video. I think I mentioned this on my previous stream as well. I have like a big canvas with a bunch of different drawings, things that I couldn't, like, things that I couldn't make look good, or ideas that I had that I didn't have the skills for or anything, or drawings that I used to be super proud of, that I now look back and I'm like, I can improve that can look better. Like, it's just like a full folder of those, or canvas with everything pasted onto it, and, like, those are gonna be, like, my main targets for when I make those videos. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Plant Bunny. I never did know how to say the B-U-N-I-I part of your name. I don't know if it's just supposed to be, like, bunny, but, like, differently spelled, or bunny, etc., etc. Honestly, I felt a little bad doing this piece, because I was like, my whips folder, or my whips canvas, she's waiting. It was her turn to get drawn and have stuff be pulled from there. And instead, I decided to make a new one. I decided to make a new drawing instead of doing my thing. Yeah, man. Are you on the wrong account? Oopsie. Thank you, Prospery. Yeah, maybe I'll pull them up. I recently, for some reason, I just got like insane nostalgia. Or maybe I won't show them, just because I might make a video. But I recently redrew a few fusions. Like, I redesigned them and everything. I shan't lie, vibes. I don't know what the fuck I was doing previously. I don't know how anyone watched those videos. Like, kind of suck on a design standpoint. There, I said it. I dissed my past self. Me, like, beefing with 17-year-old me or, like, 16-year-old me whenever I did those. Being like, huh, you suck and you don't know any design principles, dude. So, I don't know. Like, get better. Cha. Coolio. Plant. Oh man, that's another thing that I need to get better at, which is not getting bored. I also kind of get bored easily, and I want new and exciting things always, but that's not good. Not always, anyways. Especially since I'm planning on making a comic again. It's not necessarily gonna be webcomic format, although I will be posting it to the web. And it's not like a retry of my previous webcomic, which I still might make at like some point. But it's like it's a comic I'm thinking about like printing and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible for SEO because I'm so mean to my past self. Okay, what is this harsh edge? I cannot. I'm trying to soften it, but it keeps looking kind of. Is that it? Maybe. Do I even like that shape? Not really. Okay, I'm just gonna a little. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Is that an SEO? I don't think so. I've never encountered it previously, unlike my other username, where it's what you call it? Like it's got more, like, it was Kitsune Zakura, which was like, it was an anime username. I made that username because I liked this anime called Otome Yokai Sakura. And I was like, well, I like the MC whose name is Sakura. And she's Kitsune. So, me, a massive big brain here. Massive. That was my username for a while. But Zakrim, I've never had to, like, when signing up for stuff, I've never had to make variations. I've never had to, settle, basically. Except on Tumblr.com. On Tumblr.com, there is a bitch with a completely blank blog. Nothing's on there with the username Zakrim. And so I'm having to be there. Zakrim art. Like, I'm some off-brand of myself, because there's some bitch who has a completely blank blog, which, by the way, it wasn't even completely blank to begin with. There was just a single gay porn video on that blog, and I thought, okay. If I report it, maybe they'll take down the blog, because that stuff is not allowed on Tumblr anymore, blah, blah, blah. I did that. They just removed the post, and now the blog is just there. Sons of bitches. Let me see if I can help you. I don't use Ko-fi a lot. Sam? But who knows? Maybe I can help. Not now. Honestly, it's not even your fault. I just have to update stuff on my page. Which, you know, I'm not gonna do right now. Because I have to, like, do a bunch of login stuff, and I check in on it in, like, 2 days, man. My preferred way is technically Ko-fi. Like, it used to be. And now, well, I've abandoned it because I haven't been up on my art game or my social media game. Whatever, you get it. But yeah, like the last time my Ko-fi was really active was when I made like a little like personal comic on my Twitter about, it was like, I want to say 2020 or 2021, relatively early into the pandemic, when everyone was like, forced to think about some parts of my identity. So yeah, and then that comic blew up on Twitter. I say blew up for, I guess, niche Twitter standards, and I got a bunch of donos from that, so that was crazy. That was nice. I technically have a PayPal. It's just really inconvenient for me to use. Like, it's easy to link to stuff, but it's like a whole thing and a half. Why am I using this brush for this? I want to have my beautiful, gorgeous, chunkier brush. Dog, whatever. Let's just paint this arm without the details first. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one. Sure. Sorry, I was queuing up some other music. Yeah, you know what? Pop on over to my house. Say what's up. Drop me off like €5 and we'll call it a day. It's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like I should be more private, I don't know, about where I live, because I don't live in a very large country. So it's like, in theory, I'm not that hard to find. But also, like, nobody knows my legal name, so I'm good. This is not that I don't like money. It's more that where I live makes it so difficult for it to be obtained that the hassle to go through it is sometimes not worth it, I won't lie to you. It's like, oh my god, I have to jump through all these hoops. For who? Well, thank you for popping in, Jennifer. Have a nice day, evening? Whatever it may be. Like, genuinely, Macedonia makes it so hard for me to do anything. Oh, we do. It's just that, like, we're like a tiny European country that's not in the EU, has no real prospects of its own. Nobody really knows about terrible imports for a lot of the things that I want, like food-wise, right? Because, like, I guess lore that everyone technically knows about me is I was born and raised in Australia. I say raised. I left when I was like 11 or something. And we moved here, and so like, oh my gosh, it's so jumbled. Sorry, my thoughts. It's because the music ended and I need to put in some new one. Yeah, this playlist work. Yeah, born in Australia. Moved to Macedonia because I'm half Macedonian, and I'm half Chinese. To put it very, very, very simply. And like Macedonia has shit imports. Like really bad imports. And like if I want Asian food, like spices, snacks, different types of like noodles and things like that, we have to drive down to Greece. Girl, we have to drive to a different country to do our shopping. Hello? Like, obviously I can buy stuff here, but if I want cardamom, gotta go to Greece. They don't sell cardamom here. Hello? Why do I live here? No, my accent, like, faded away mostly when we moved here. And I'd never had, like, a strong Aussie accent, even in Australia. There are some words that are still... And also I hang around a bunch of Americans, and I feel like my accent's really, like, shifted towards, like, I hang around, like, a lot of Marylanders. And so, like, their slang and, like, their way of speech, I've sort of, like, adopted. I mean, my girlfriend's from Maryland. It's like, you know what? Mr. America, why don't you just put me in Maryland? I'm ready, you know? I'm ready. But there's some words still that, like, it'll pop out, like, a lot of things, like, the berries, I've had, like, a bunch of people clown on for me, like, raspberry, strawberry. It's not raspberry or strawberry, raspberry, strawberry. Australia, I'll still say, like, Australia, you know? There's also, like, a lot of... it'll pop out sometimes when I'm saying numbers, like 30. There's also a lot of Aussie slang that I'm... Honestly, I'd love... I'm trying to go to the US, so that I can, like, meet my friends, meet my girlfriend. And obviously it'll be in Maryland. But... Girl, I want to try those crabs. I love crabs. I love crabs. But yeah, there's some slang that I'm, like, finding out that is slang. like, what was it? Cough lollies, right? I said this to my, one of my friends, or maybe my girlfriend, was like, oh, do you not have any cough lollies? Because, like, something, their throat was whatever. And they're like, what the fuck is a cough lolly? And I'm like, a cough lolly. And they're like, no. Turns out, that's a mostly, like Britishism / Australianism. People just say lozenges, which is, like, I'm not foreign to the word lozenge, but I don't know, cough lollies, man. Oh, thank you for hanging, Sam. Thank you for chatting. There's also, peg. I remember I was like, oh, I need to peg something, or like I'm gonna peg it something. And my friends were like, you're gonna do what to it? And I'm like, peg. Like when you're like chucking something with like, you're chucking something. You're pegging it. You peg it across the room, you're chucking it. But it's like, it's not chucking, because I feel like chuck implies, like a carelessness to the action. Like it's almost like, or like recklessness. I don't know. It's like, it's less precise than like pegging something. Or for example, saying things like chucking a sook, or oh my god, sook. We were watching. Oh my god, sook. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm paralyzed by the fact that sook is such like a normal word to me, but I don't know, hearing it in this context, I'm like, sook is kind of a weird word. Oh my god, Sam, lol. But, remember we were watching Talk to Me, which is a horror movie, that came out last year, I want to say. But it's made by an Australian company. And starred by Aussies. But they were obviously using like a bunch of slang, and they were saying something sook, and also gooch. And my girlfriend was like, what the fuck do any of these words mean? And I'm like, chucking a sook when when you're like whinging. Or, you're chucking a sook. Like, it technically means the same thing, but like, it's such more like, I don't know, distinct. I am gonna try to be on a schedule, Sam. I'm thinking Thursdays just cause it's most convenient for me. But we'll see. I'm gonna be testing the waters. I'm gonna see what days work for me best. And then once I establish that, I'll probably like post a schedule or something. But yeah. Yeah, but point is, I don't really have the accent anymore. It's super Americanized. But I still have, like a lot of terminology and slang that I still use. And it was even like, I forget what word it is at this point, but I found out that there was one thing that I used to say, that I do say, that's specifically like New South Wales slang, which is, where I'm from. I remember once, I was saying I need to rub something out, in context of drawing. Like, I need to rub, where's my rubber? I need to rub this out. And my American friend was like, you need to what? You need to do what? I was like, with a rubber. And then they had to explain to me that meant like jerking it, basically. Because that just means erasing. Well, maybe I won't check a sook if I can peg someone. But it's, like, they explained to me, blah, 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 that means rubbing one out. And I was like, ew, hee, 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 hee. Or, for example, I refuse to say flip-flops because they're thongs. Quite simply put, they're thongs. I don't care what anyone says, they're thongs. So, you know, there's like some stuff like that where like there'll be some leftover like Aussieisms, if you will. I know, like, my other friend who is not American is like, no, let the Aussies have their slang, except for thongs. They're like, thongs is an abomination, thongs is bad, thongs is wrong, and you should be ashamed of it. And I'm like, no, thongs are good. Thongs are the best. And that's my stance. Might take a quick break soon, just so I can make some tea. Or, you know what? My Aussie card, my true Aussie card, beyond my birth certificate, is I freaking love Vegemite, dude. Oh, bit of a pet peeve. Whenever I see like those, what'd you call it? Like those trying Australian snacks for the first time. I always get a bit pissed off when I see people are like, ooh, Vegemite, and then they just do like a massive big heaping of it, and like they don't eat it correctly, basically. Like that's really freaking annoying. 'Cause it's like you're setting them up for not success, basically. Not success, failure. What, girl? Where it's like, dude, you're supposed to eat that on a nice piece of toast with butter. And especially like introing someone to Vegemite, don't put a big heaping of it. Put just a bit of it. You don't need to you don't need to drown the piece of bread or whatever in Vegemite. That's I don't know, that's my hill. I think that these channels that do the trying blank snacks for the first time, oh my god, can I zoom in properly? Should give Vegemite the chance that it deserves, which is a normal amount smeared on some toast with some butter. Same for Milo. I don't know, that might be more, I say more obscure, but it's like the less known one, because it's very inoffensive, I think. Versus Vegemite, where you can have like a big reaction about it and be like, oh, this is gross, this is yucky. I don't know, what are some other synonyms for, oh, this tastes bad? But Milo as well, where they're like, oh, clearly you're supposed to mix this with the milk and eat it like that, because, like, I don't think it's, like, illogical to think that you're supposed to mix this powdered chocolate thing with the milk that you're being presented with. No, but that's not how you eat Milo. You have to spoon some at the bottom, you put the milk, and then you spoon some of the powder back on top of the milk, and then you eat it with a spoon, like, I don't know, like a porridge, but in a cup. I don't know. But then they lead these people astray, and then they eat it wrong, and they go, ew, this is yucky. I just don't agree with it. I think Australians don't deserve a lot of rights, but they do deserve, this one kindness where people should be told how to eat Milo correctly. That's I don't know, my high horse that I'm getting on. Me when I've like freaking derailed my whole train of thought just to rant about how, like, nobody's eating Milo properly on the internet. Oopsie. Oh, I love hearing that there's a dog outside. There's always a dog outside barking. I fundamentally disagree with you on your Milo making. Just that. But honestly, that kind of sounds good. I love a nice thick substance. Thank you, Prosperi. I am sort of winging it for the most part, and I need to add in the gold stripes to it. Let me look at my reference. Ew, I also need to add the gold pattern to it. Fantastic, great, whatever. I'm just gonna continue drawing it flat. Kind of like that color. Can I snatch it? Cool. Bit harsh. Okay. I also, me when anything is related to art, I've been wanting to get better at that. But fabrics, anatomy, rendering, color, things like that, I'm like, damn. I wish this looked good and was better. But I do think I'm actually improving. I do think, like, my shit don't look like doo-doo from the ass. So that's nice. All right, let's figure out what's happening with this fabric over here. So it's draping over. Okay, if it folds like this. I've also been experimenting a little with different recording setups. Just because I'm trying to find a way to mitigate the fact that I flip my canvas so much and that looks really bad in recording when it's sped up. Oh, 1 second. Had to blow up my freaking nose, dude. Okay. I feel like if I had more direction about the rendering, this would be done already. But I'm still just, you know, toying around and experimenting, which is okay. Maybe. Maybe I'll set up my OBS, to flip my canvas when I also flip mine. As in, like, to flip the view when I flip mine. I'll just put a disclaimer in every video that you should flip your canvas a bunch. Because the thing is like, I'm not doing it for nothing. Sometimes I do it for nothing, to be fair. As in, like, sometimes I just do it to, like, think. And it's sort of just, like, an idle action. And I'm like, do. And it helps me, I don't know, process/think a bit. But the reason why I flip so much is just to check if it's looking correctly, and because there are some strokes and some, like, motions that are easier when I flip the canvas. So instead of having to, like, bend backwards with my hand or anything like that, or, like, really extend it more than it needs to, I can just flip the canvas, and then it's all good and dandy. But everyone should get in the habit of, if not flipping their canvas, having a separate window open with a flipped version of of their work. Because you'll see a bunch of those memes where it's like, me doing my drawing, and then I flip it, and then it looks, oh. And you just mitigate that by just checking how it looks flipped every now and then. That's not to say that, like, it has to look good, like, 1000% in both flips, but if you're like, why does my image look wonky on both sides, but one just less so, fixing it in the other, like, flip will sometimes help with that. So it's just a good practice to do, good practice to get into. Like I said, you don't need to be a flip king like myself, but it's good to just have, like, a flipped something somewhere. You know what I did not, like, make? I didn't make a Be Right Back screen. That's probably something I should work on next. I was maybe also, like, planning on streaming on Twitch, but I don't want to have to build up anything on Twitch. And also, I don't know, like, it feels more daunting trying to grow on Twitch than it does on YouTube. Is that over rendered? It feels like it is a little. Maybe. I also need to get better at, like, rendering pants and, like, pant fabric, because I feel like I don't do the most convincing job of it. Yeah, yeah. Like I just like as I don't think Twitch is that, I don't know, good for building an audience as an artist. Or at least someone who wants to stream art. I do want to do like more like gimmicky stuff. Eventually at some point. I say gimmicky. I don't mean like gimmicky bad, but I mean like, oh, instead of doing this art challenge like completely isolated from myself in like a pre-recorded YouTube video, I'll do it like on stream or what have you. I just have to find ways to make those like fun and entertaining. You know what I mean? Hello, Bunya. Yes, I do. I've got a little clown. I'm a little jester now. I know, man. That would turn me into the Joker. If I'm like, damn, this bitch really can draw. And then they're like,
hi guys, I've become a full-time VTuber and this is just what's gonna happen, blah 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 blah.
And then you die. Honestly, they wouldn't even make an announcement. They just go into it. I abandon drawing and become like a pro Apex streamer. Me, like I picked up that game properly in the last whatever few. Also, the reason why I have a new streaming Sona and like a new Sona in general is it's been like a slow clownification. Since I want to say earlier, basically almost last year at this point, I got back into Animal Crossing, because I finally used my code for, like, I had bought a Switch Lite, and I bought it because I really wanted the Legends Arceus game, and I bought a Switch Lite version with Animal Crossing, like, as a bundle. And that also came with like a Switch Online membership or whatever the fuck it's called. Where the fuck did I pull that out of? And I had just never used it because I never really wanted to do Switch Online. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll set it up. I'll do it. I'll use my code. And then this was I bought the Switch when Legends Arceus was coming out, but I didn't use my like Switch Online code until basically last year around this time. And in the game, this is also one of the only games that it's just me. It felt right for it to be me for once. So this is like a rare exception to the rule. Is that looking like shit doo-doo? Hang on, I'm looking. Yeah, I gotta do something here. I gotta do something here. Okay. And in the game, I don't know why, I really enjoyed wearing like full face masks. So anything that would obscure my face in any capacity. And I was like, wait, an air of mystery about me in this, for me, what is essentially a fully offline game where I'm just building my town? Yeah, dude. And I found, like, I bought this gas mask, and then I was like, well, I need something to go on top of my head because it feels a little empty. And I bought, like, the jester hat, and I was like, wait, wait a second. This is this is making me feel some like positive things. Like this feels like I like that. That looks great. And then I also like a few months later, like super reignited my interest in knights, like capital N, lowercase I, GHTS, or capital GHTS. Who is like a jester, right? If any of you know it, it's like a Sega game, or rather a Sega property. Fun fact, the first 3D Sonic to ever be in a game was in a Knights game. Riala, the antagonist character who has a black and red color scheme, who like bears a striking resemblance to Shadow, was made before Shadow, and like that's not necessarily that surprising because some of the people that like, or the person that worked on like a lot of Sonic designs worked on Knights. So, you know, there's a lot of like fingerprints of Sonic Team and Sonic stuff on Knights, but also in reverse fashion, there's a lot of things from Knights that are implemented in modern Sonic or in some iterations of Sonic that wouldn't have necessarily, like, I guess, come the way that they did if it weren't for Knights. Like the Chow system, which is based on the Knightopians, like, little weird AI systems that they have in the original Knights game. This is my little, like, I love Knights, okay? I love Knights. I love Knights. But I really got back into Knights. And I was like, damn, what if I slowly became a little jester? What if I too was just a silly little jester? And so eventually I just merged my pre-existing like Foxona with like this jester, because I thought, well, the jester hat of the ears, the jester hat of the ears? The ears of the jester hat. There we go. The ears of the jester hat. I thought were like animal ear-like enough for it to still work and like read as like a little fox. And then the Jason mask. I say Jason. It's just like a hockey mask, I guess. Is because I tried initially to do the gas mask, but I felt like that didn't read as well in like a simplified form and from a distance. Maybe I'll try it at some point again. But yeah. Yeah. My justification was because of Animal Crossing and Knights. I love Knights. Oh my god. One of my illustrations / drawings that I want to do is a Knights drawing. It's a super simple looking drawing, but I want to like beef it up. I want to just like super mega beef it up. Fantoy, I'm trying. I'm trying my best, okay? Like I said, I'm currently working on a video that's just a speed paint with like some explanations about my thought process with composition and getting better. So I don't know, stay tuned. I dropped like a 3-hour Knights lore video. Not that like I could say anything more interesting that hasn't already been said, I suppose. You know, a bunch of people have done some really cool investigative work on like the things that they've been able to data mine, stuff with Self, which was like a character that had to be scrapped from the game because of time. And like that's, I think, the current like big mystery, where people are like, oh, what was Self and Self's function in the game and the overall like design philosophy of the game, things like that, blah blah blah. Like I don't know if there, maybe, you know, maybe there's something interesting to be found in the Knights franchise from my perspective. Because at least a lot of the videos that I've seen have been from like such a like a gamer perspective, in which I don't think they appreciate the true, I don't think they appreciate the true fluidity of knights as a character, is what I'll say. That's why I said it. I dared to say it. But yeah. Damn, yeah. I'm glad you're still around, Fantoy. But hopefully I can still be like cool and fun and entertaining in my era where I'm like, I don't know, not that fandom pilled anymore. Oh man, when I was on holiday, which was about, what's the date? About 2 weeks ago, or something. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. I got to see, like, Gustav Klimt's The Kiss in the Belvedere. Wow. And also, like, in that same, like, hall, there was some not Klimt, fuck me. Gustav Klimt is the guy that made The Kiss. Some Claude Monet paintings. And seeing those up close and personal was also, like, really, like, I don't know, eye-opening. There was a lot of stuff there where I was like, oh, wow, I really need to, like, I kind of need to study the classics. Yeah, top 10 lists, and it's on, like, the world's most, like, wildly different topics. It'll be, like, I don't know, top 10 toilet paper to make mache out of, and then, our top 10 Marvel superheroes. That's what my content will be. I hate Marvel. just so we're clear. Well, okay, I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan of it. There's some stuff where I will indulge, I suppose. And also I'm really bad about knowing the distinction between Marvel and DC. But, like, for example, I think both of these are Marvel. I super like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And Spider-Verse. And then everything else I sort of am, like, super meh on. Like, I'm not a big superhero head. I feel like I could be, but it's just, like, there's so much oversaturation with Marvel right now that it feels sort of... It feels like pulling teeth to get into, I guess. Oh, like, I'm super into Star Wars, but even that's, like, really fucking testing me lately. Where I'm like, okay, guys. Okay. I saw a bunch of people be mad about the Loki series when it came out. I won't lie, there was some, like, little hater part of me that was like, yes, Marvel fans, please, don't enjoy yourselves. Honestly, I forgot that X-Men was Marvel, because I have kind of been wanting to get into the X-Men, because I think that it's, like, weirdly gay. And I'm like, hang on now, wait 1 second. What was that all about? We got some ladies over here. Also, I have been wanting to get into technically, like, comic books more, and I guess that leaves the door open for, like, superhero comics, but I don't want to read superhero comics. I recently bought an issue of Hellboy, and it's really good. Like, the art is amazing. I bought it because it's one of my main inspirations for the comic I'm developing. I just really love the way that they treat the line art and everything. It's just, it's absolutely gorgeous. Hellboy in Hell: The Descent by Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart. Yeah. Oh my god. One says. Let's hear it up from One says. Oh, the good old days of Tumblr. I say this as I'm not still on there. Listen, maybe I will get into X-Men. Maybe that'll be my, like, gateway drug into Marvel stuff. I doubt it, because it'll probably just be X-Men, and then I'll be like, yo, bro, I fucking hate Iron Man. Yeah, suck it. Flash is DC. I was into the Flash for a bit, as in, like, the, what is that network called? I think they did Riverdale. Fuck me. I cannot for the life of me remember this. It's like, basically, like, ubiquitous with, like, bad, overly serious series at this point. Gosh. Okay, it was one of the live-action Flash series. The Green Arrow also was aired, I think, by the same network. Supergirl. The CW. Thank you, Bunya. CW. Me remembering all their fucking shows except for, like, their actual, like, company name, whatever. Or network, whatever. But I was I was into that for a little bit because I remember when it came out, my IRL friend was, like, begging me to watch it, and I kept going, like, yeah, I will eventually. And the thing about me is I'm really bad about watching stuff. I'm really bad about watching stuff people recommend to me, even though, like, I know I'm like, yeah, I'll probably like this. But with that being said, I'm stupid. And I just won't watch it because I don't know why. And one day she, like, rocks up to my house and she's like, I know you're not gonna watch it on your fucking own. We're watching it now. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And then we watched it and I ended up really enjoying. This was, like, season 1 and season 2, I want to say. We finished season 1 and then we started season 2 and then I continued on my own. Boy howdy, did that series really, like, fall off quickly. Like, it's oof is all I'll say. Like, it was good for a little bit, and then it felt like every season was like, whoa, that's it, I'm the fastest guy. Oh, another guy from a different dimension. Oh, fuck, he's faster than me, and he's evil. And that was, like, so many of the seasons. It was just a guy who was faster and more evil. Dude, and then what they ended up doing with, what was her name, Killer Frost? Whatever. Dude, whatever, man. Whatever. Oh, fanboy. I've been seeing so much stuff about, like, Joker 2. I might watch Joker 2. Here's the kicker. I've never seen Joker 1. I've never seen the first one. I have no interest in seeing the first one. I'm not super into Batman. I like Batman as a character because I watched the animated show. Animated Batman is so fucking goated. It's so good. Shrimply put, it's like a really good cartoon. Maybe I'll rewatch it. I don't know. I should rewatch Justice League. There's so many stuff that I feel like I should rewatch or continue at some point. Hi, Lobu. Thank you. What's going on with this thing here? Let's give some structure a little, huh? But yeah, I don't care for the Joker. I don't care for so many, like, Marvel things. But yeah, the Batman animated series. I remember they used to do reruns of this episode a lot, but I wouldn't mind because I would really fucking love it. The musical one where I want to say it's the Riddler who's like doing a bunch of stuff and Canary's there, and the Riddler is voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, and I remember just like fucking loving that episode. Like that episode was just like so good. I know, like that's one of the things with like Star Wars, for example, where I'm like, motherfuckers, can you guys like chill out for 3 seconds? Oh my god, there's like so much bullshit and I don't even care. Like I kind of want to read some of the books because I feel like, I don't know, they're not like so in my face like with these shows and these series. Like I watched Ahsoka because I like Rebels and I love Ahsoka, as in Ahsoka the character. So of course I was gonna go see my girl in her own show, hello. But Ahsoka was just fine. It was good at times, but mostly fine. I didn't mind, like, I know a lot of people didn't like what they did with Sabine. I didn't mind that. I like Sabine. I liked Sabine, and like her arc and their interpretation that they did. I think they could have maybe shifted some things around for it to be better, basically, but it's like I'm not as mad about it over some other people. And you know, I can kind of understand like where they're coming from. I just personally don't think it was as, like, I guess as bad as people were making it out to be. But it, my girl Hera, nothing against fucking Ramona Flowers. I forget the actress's name. But that woman, Hera, in the animated Rebel show, was so very clearly not a white lady. She had beautiful full lips. You're telling me you couldn't find, even, you know what, even if it was a white girl, you're telling me you couldn't find a white girl with green eyes? You had to put this woman in green eye contacts? You had to put this poor woman in green eye contacts? That is not an absurd eye color to have. Go find a green-eyed, full-lipped woman to play Hera. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Come on. Come on. Please. I'm gonna KMS. Fight, Symphony, fight. But, you know, whatever. I love Rebels, and Ahsoka being basically a continuation of Rebels. Also, I'm gonna tune in. I watched Mandalorian. Mandalorian was good. I need to watch Andor? Is that's another one that people are like, oh, it's good. I tried to watch Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my, if not one of my, like, my favorite Star Wars character. I love Obi-Wan. Mwah, mwah, mwah. He is my baby girl, and I love him. I love him so much. Lesbians for Obi-Wan. That's who I'm at. Like, I'm head of the fucking club for lesbians for Obi-Wan. That show was so fucking boring. That show was so boring, dude. It felt unnecessary. Like, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I do have a friend whom I trust, who was like, oh, I really liked it. And as a fan of Obi-Wan, I really liked it. And I was like, maybe I'll give it another go. Like, maybe I'll watch more than, like, 3 episodes. Whatever. But, yeah, that shit was just so boring to me. I will say, though, if anyone who's a Star Wars fan, and they haven't seen Clone Wars, you're doing yourself a fucking disservice. You're straight up, you're missing out on some of the best Star Wars ever. Clone Wars? Clone Wars? Clone Wars is everything, dude. Clone Wars, the animated show? Quite literally, it's everything. It's everything. If I think about Clone Wars, like, too hard and for too long, I genuinely will start to tear up and cry. The last season is some of the best TV I've ever seen in my fucking life. It is so unbelievably good that it should be criminal. And I hope whoever boarded that last sequence, if you know, you know. Whoever boarded that last sequence of the last episode, I hope they get the sloppiest, toppiest, atomic, sloppy toppy they've ever had in their entire fucking life. Like, I hope they sleep well and good every goddamn night. Like, I can't express how much I enjoy Clone Wars and the emotions that it evokes out of me. Like, it's just, man. I'm not saying anything like specific because I don't want to like spoil anyone if they like want to go and watch it. It's just genuinely, I think, such a beautiful and poetic ending, and I think that the way that they handled it, because like, this is not a spoiler, Clone Wars, you know how it ends from the start. You know where this story leads. Like, you're with fucking Anakin, you know where that story ends, you know where that story leads, and still it finds a way to make you hope that that's not what's gonna happen, that somehow time will change and like everything will just be different, even though you know better. Shit, dude, it's so good. I genuinely, I might like make a video on like me absolutely glazing the shit out of Clone Wars, even though like it doesn't need me, rando on the internet, to be fucking like absolutely like you know, like singing its praises to hell and back. Everyone, like almost all Star Wars fans agree that like Clone Wars is like goated as hell, and like that's where Ahsoka comes from, and she is like one of the more popular like Star Wars characters now. Like, you know, listen, Drifter, that's just how I feel. Those are my feelings from inside of my heart, and I feel them truly and deeply. That's, you know, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that that person deserves that. I don't know who they are, but I do know they deserve that. Sorry for like standing up and walking away. I was just checking if my boiler was on. I need to like untighten some of these edges here. I think they're too thick and they appear a bit more graphic than I want them. Maybe bring out the scratchy brush. We've been going for about 2 hours. I don't think I want to end right now, but maybe soon. We'll see. Oh, you know what I really want to set up at some point? I just thought about it because I'm like, I saw my phone. I want to set up like a little, oh, Nekwatsume break. Because I am seeing, my Nekwatsume right now. Oops, you can hear it. Thank you, Lo. Have a nice day, etc. Tubbs, you bastard, you ate all of my food. Okay. Because then when I do my Nekwatsume, like, breaks, I can be like, oh my god, come look at my kitty cats with me. Come look at my silly kitty cats with me. But right now, you guys just have to hear my commentary, which is that Tubbs came and did all that stuff. But yeah. Thank you, Hyper. I know I've been calling you Drifter for this entire thing, but I don't know why I chose to, like, switch it up. Certainly, like I said, I wanna try out, like, a few different schedules, see what works for me, all that stuff. Yeah, I think we'll probably go on for, like, another 20 minutes, and then we'll do a little bit of an end, or, like, yeah, I've been streaming for about 2 hours 13 minutes right now, so we'll go until 2:20 or 2:30. Call it a night, because I feel myself getting a bit fatigued with my drawing here. I don't feel like I'm making any, like, meaningful progress, which is a sign to stop. But yeah, I don't necessarily want to stop right now, so we're just gonna slowly wean off of it. Maybe I'll make, like, so like I said, my setup and everything is a bit new. To-do list: make a Be Right Back screen. Second, make a just chatting screen, maybe. Like, I did encounter, like, a bunch of people being like, and then for your just chatting screen, because I did the cringe thing. I watched a bunch of, like, YouTube videos on, like, stream setups and things like that. A lot of it was, like, really obnoxious and annoying, because it was, like, from gamers. Gamers, world's most oppressed class. And so, like, I don't know, like, a lot of their sensibilities pissed me off, because I was like, ugh, this is so ugly, dude. I don't know how you can sit in this filth. The filth in question is, like, black with, like, RGB lights. But a lot of people were like, oh, just chatting screen, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm gonna be drawing. I don't need a just chatting screen. But maybe, you know, like, for when I'm ending, it might be nice to have, like, a kind of like a just chatting, you know, finishing out type deal. And I know some people do, like, a just chatting when setting up, which, you know, that sounds okay. It's just not something I really saw myself necessarily needing for the start, but I think I can. The ending seems okay to have, like, a, oh, just chatting type deal. Yeah. This, come on. There we go. Got to appear a little more hidden under. This little collar area section is like both super rendered, but also not rendered the way I want to at all, so I've been kind of avoiding it. So if you can hear my like raspy breathing. I gotta figure out how to make this leg more convincing, because right now it being flat is not working in my favor. It kind of looks really weird and awkward. Blech. Okay. Also, a lot of the colors have kind of homogenized here. I think I'll freak around with that a little later. Right now it's not that important. Let's add some texture. Honestly, one of the things that like deterred me from streaming for a little bit was I kind of lost the ability to like draw and talk at the same time. I think I'm doing a pretty okay job this time around, just because I'm a little more aware of it. And also I've been preparing to stream basically all day of just like, or like mentally preparing of like, okay, you know, we're gonna try and stream today, blah blah blah. So maybe that's what I need to do. I just need to like mentally prepare a few hours beforehand that I'm streaming instead of just like more spontaneously doing it. But yeah, I think I'm doing okay this time around. Okay. That looks kind of okay. Well, you know what? I'm just not gonna worry about that right now because we're gonna be ending soon anyway. I'm gonna be shutting. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm gonna be closing this drawing anyway. Like when I stop streaming. So I'm just gonna move on to something else, and we're just gonna get like a bunch of little things done, so that the next time I get back on this drawing, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I haven't like over rendered something. And now I need to walk it back. But instead it's like, oh, okay, I didn't finish a bunch of things, but I started them, which is more okay. It's more okay. This hair thing is, I'm super unsatisfied with it. I think I started the stream with being like, I don't really know what I want to do with the hair. And now here I am ending the stream with, I don't really know what I want to do with the hair. I think maybe a few more like visibly white strands. Okay, maybe not this brush. What if I completely block out this and then I just start. I start over. Yeah, I think so. Honestly, maybe I should start writing stuff down. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it can never hurt to write down stuff, is the thing. See, I like this idea of like, oh, the wind is winding. The wind is winding. But maybe I think I need to make this strand as well, like maybe a bit more wispy, less prominent. More like smoke? Let's try with a harder brush. Oops, maybe, yeah, okay, let me do this on another layer, and not the one that I did my, like, background over paint on. Honestly, one thing I might do when I have more videos uploaded is just put all my old videos in like an unlisted playlist, like where people can still access them, but they just won't be like on the forefront of my YouTube page. It's not the worst, I don't think. I like the thought, I like the idea. Let's see if we can fix the execution. Can you just make this smaller? Let's see. Yeah, I think that thing is just extending out too far. Just gonna... That's an okay placement. Just hide this. At some point I'll go in and fix up my layers. I don't like the flow of that. I like this little ending piece. I like the way that looks, so I'm trying to like preserve it best I can. But we might have to let her go. No, wait, that looks okay. Okay. It's kind of similar to... I think, okay, we're just gonna leave her on that layer. And just do this and then see what ends up looking better, which I think will probably be the new one. Okay. I think that's a good place to stop. I still don't know how to feel about that trend, but what can you do? You know? But yeah, I think let's stop there. Let's stop there for now. Thank you everybody for joining me. And hopefully I will be seeing you soon again for realsies. Okay. Bye.